Hi, Gene Burnett from GeneBurnett.com. Hey, I thought I would share a little bit today with you about how I work with fitness tools using Tai Chi principles and training methods, at least as I understand them or as I practice them. And in particular today I want to talk about using the Bowflex fitness tool. I don't know that much about the Bowflex. I just happened to find one at a yard sale or a Goodwill for $5 or $6 or something one day, and I fooled around with it a little bit and set it aside, or just used it every now and then. And recently I was doing some push-ups. I like to do push-ups Tai Chi style as well. I do them slowly, not excruciatingly slow, but smooth down, smooth up, smooth down, smooth up. And sometimes letting go of the hands at the bottom and then all the way up again. Sometimes wider. There. Not fast to get numbers and barely go up and down. I like to get a thorough range of motion connected with my breath and smoothly working the dimmer switch or the dimmer switch quality of the muscle, so that I'm building nuance and controllability into my strength. I don't want it to just be tight, like an on-off switch. I want it to be very smooth and even. So I do most of my fitness stuff with that in mind. I was doing push-ups and I realized that I felt a little bit lopsided, like I was working on the front of my body here. But I started thinking, well, what about the back? I started doing some pulls like this, and then I suddenly thought, the Bowflex. That is something that I could maybe use to work the back of my body. So I want to share with you how I work with the Bowflex to see if I can impart a little bit of my training method, and maybe you can apply it to a fitness tool of your own. This is the Bowflex. I don't even know what this second handle is for, this third handle up here is for, but I mainly use these bottom ones. I guess I'm using it upside down because the numbers are facing me here. I don't know anything about this thing. All I know is that when you pull on it, it resists. So I wanted to, first of all, not use just my arms here to do this. I wanted to use my back because that's what I wanted to exercise to balance all the push-ups on the front of the body. So the first thing I do is I check my posture, because posture and alignment kind of trumps everything for me. I'd rather do one really good push-up or pull-up or one really good anything that I do than do a whole bunch just for numbers. So let's see, I'm going to line this up. Okay. So the first thing I do, check my posture. So I've got shoulder width apart down below. My knees are pointing the same direction as my toes. The middle of my foot. Sitting into my crease a little bit, my hip crease. Tuck my tail a little bit. Long spine. Give you a side view. Flex here, knees over the toes. Tuck the tail a little, lift the spine. And then from here, I start off by just pulling enough that I engage all the muscles that I'm going to be using when I really go for it. So I'm just doing a gentle tug there, and I check my head. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm checking my head. Can I turn it? Right? Am I free here? Is my posture still good? Am I tensing into my shoulders up here? No. I want to keep my shoulders down. I want to keep my tail tucked, my spine long, and my hip crease there, and I feel into my legs, and I'm just tugging enough. I want to feel like I'm doing this with my back. I'm pulling back there, not so much here in the front part of my body at all. So I'm just enough stress that I feel it. And I hold that for several breaths, checking my posture, particularly my head and neck. Am I free there? And then I take a short break, just to kind of do a little reset. And then I find my posture again, find my position here with my Bowflex tool, and I pass through that easy place where I just was, just enough tug to engage everything, and then I take it a little bit further. And then again, check my posture. Is my head free? Am I pulling with my back? Do I have my hip crease? Is my spine long? Comfortable? Hold that for a while, and then I release that. And then I take another break. Just a little reset, let my muscles relax. One of the things I'm doing when I take these little breaks is I'm checking in with my body, and I'm listening for what I call pre-injury signals. Something's a little tight, a little sore, a little grabby, just feeling like something's not right there. Because if I feel that at any stage along the way, I'm not going to go any further. I'm not going to keep pulling on it and going to more extreme pulls, because I'm likely to hurt myself. Now, I turned 64 this summer. It's a little more crucial for me as I go older that I not hurt myself. But you may be younger and you may feel like, oh, I got a little bit of, kind of straightening out my shirt here. You may feel like you have a little more to spare there, but I don't. I want to be very, very careful. So in between, I'm checking to see if anything, looking for pre-injury kind of signals. So now I go back to it. And I go to my easy place, and I go a little further, and then I go to my maximum. And when I'm really pulling it as hard as I can pull it, I make sure my head is loose and free, right? I make sure that I can bounce a little. I feel like my body is loose around this basic pull. So I'm checking here that this is still aligned and that my head is free. And, I'll pull it all the way. Yeah, it's a little hard to do. That's my maximum. So I go enough to just engage the muscles, enough to stress them a little bit, then I go to my maximum. Each one with a check of how I'm feeling in between to see if there's any pre-injury stuff going on. And then once I've done that, now I'm going to do 3 pulls, going from 0 to the fairly easy one, to the medium one, to the large one. I'm going to pass through those marks with a little bit of attention on each one, but I'm not really going to stop. I'm just going to go small, medium, large, and I'm going to do it as one pull, one breath. So I'm going to, I'm probably going to exhale. Let's see. And I'm also going to get my legs involved, because I like to use my legs when I finally do the real exercise. So I'm going to lift and stretch like that. So I'm going to go and the third one I'm going to hold. Again, making sure everything's cool, and then again. I only really check my posture at the end there, because I've checked along the way in those stages, and I'm anchoring the idea in my body and my mind that I don't want to lose my posture or alignment, especially up around the head and neck area, as it gets harder. Once I do the pull, I just trust that my body has gotten the message. I only check at the very end, just briefly, just to make sure my head's free, and then back again. Because I feel like checking posture as you go, or as I go, is really important when I'm building the exercise and getting my body used to it. But in the world, when I'm out there doing things, or when I'm just pulling on this thing, I don't want to be too posture conscious. I want that to be as much as integrated. I just want it to be there as much as it is. I'm not going to micromanage it at that point. So again, I do a small one, hold for a while, check posture. I do a medium one, hold for a while, check posture. I do a large one, hold for a while, check posture. And then I do 3 pulls, going 1, 2, 3, going through those stages, there, and making sure I'm doing it with my back. And I would be doing it with breathing as well. And I've also managed to get my legs involved here. I'm not a big believer, actually, in highly isolated exercises, because I feel like in life, we very rarely just use one muscle group. Like if I was to do curls, which I do occasionally, I don't really want to isolate my bicep when I do it. I want to use my legs and my waist so that by the time the bicep fires, it's already in motion from body movement. And so it doesn't have to work from 0. it works with the body. And yeah, I don't get quite as much isolated bicep work, but if I want that, I mean, if I want more bicep work, I just do more reps. But I love the idea of getting my body involved in the movement instead of this all by itself. So that's how I approach this. And then once I've done the 3 careful, check everything moves, then I can do sets of sets of 3 usually I do, or I might do more, but I'm doing them having cleared the path. So now the other move that I just love to do with this one is basically the sort of the bow and arrow pull move. The idea for me is that I want to feel this arm hardly move at all. It's just straight. And this one, I'm not doing this. I'm not just pulling with my arm like this. I hope you can see this. Watch my hip here. When I pull, I want to use my back. So you see I'm changing my orientation. I'm turning my torso. And my arms are just enough to hold on to this thing. I'm pulling with my back, not with my arm. So that's just because I want to exercise my back. Now I don't know if that's the prescribed way to do this, or if that's the way that archers pull their bows or not. I really haven't researched archery too much, and I don't know if when you pull a real bow that you're supposed to pull with your back, or are you supposed to hold your back still and just pull with your arm. I don't know, but I sure feel a lot of power and strength and just, I don't know, good body feelings using my back to pull that thing. So I'll show you the back view here. Again, I start with my posture. I got my knees over my toes, nice and solid in my legs and hip crease. I got my tail tucked a little, my spine is nice and long. I just do a short pull, just a short one there, just to engage all the muscles that are going to be engaged when I really pull. Just enough to feel it. And I let my head be free, try to check in with my posture, be as aligned as I can feel, and just hold that for a while. Sometimes I'll hold it as long as I can, like a full minute, just at the mild level. But today I'll just do a little bit. And then I take a relaxing moment here, check in with my body, listen for any, pre-injury conditions. And then I go back, check my posture, make sure I'm feeling pretty good. There's the small place, and then there's a slightly more medium place. And again, I'm using my back to do that. Try to even relax my arms a little bit and make sure that my back is doing the work. Nice long neck here, I'm free. Hold it at the medium place for a while. And then relax. And again, check in, just see how I'm feeling. And I'm feeling pretty good. None of the joints in my body feel particularly tight or prone to being injured at the moment, so that's good, right? Now, I'm going to go all the way. So I'm going to set my posture again. I'm going to do the 1, then the 2, and then the final position. And here, checking my head and neck again, making sure my posture feels pretty good, and hold it for a few breaths there. And release. And again, take a little break, check in, be impatient here. Don't want to hurt myself. I don't want an injury to tell me what I'm too old to do. So I rest that. Now I'm going to just pass through all 3 stages. I'm going to go small, medium, large, small, medium, large, small, medium, large. Smooth movements all the way through. So I'm going 1, 2, 3. And I'll hold that 3rd one, a little posture check, and then I'll relax it. And then I'll go to the other side. So this will give you the other view of it. Set my posture, nice and upright, free, my head's free. I just tug enough that I feel the pressure, and I want to make sure I'm doing that with my back. And I check my posture again, make sure everything's okay. Hold for a while. Just engaging those muscles, warming up my back, warming up what's going to work harder in a minute. And then I put it down. Rest, check it out. It's another shoulder, it's another part of my body. Just because the other side was good doesn't mean this is. Then I go back. Posture, small pull, medium pull. And I check that. I can even use the Bowflex verticality to kind of feel my own in my spine there. So I'm holding it at the medium level for a while. And then I relax it. Again, check in. If I felt something right now, even though I'm making a video, I just would not go on because I do not want to hurt myself. Set myself again. Pass through the easy place, the medium place, to the full place. Wait a minute, I didn't use my back as much as I wanted to. There. And then I relax my head and neck a little, check my posture, see how I'm doing. It's a little harder. And then release. And again, check on things. And little tiny bit of tightness in the neck, but it's not too bad. So I say, okay, let's do 3. So I go 1, 2, 3, and then hold. Check my posture, especially my head. There. Check in again, make sure everything's okay, and it is all feeling pretty good. It feels worked, but it doesn't feel too bad. And again, I might do more reps. Another thing I like to play with just for fun, after I've warmed up through all my stages and stuff, is I'll, let's see, I'll get to where you can see my feet. Okay, so I'll have my 1, my 2, and my 3, and I hold it, and then I just imagine that I'm not quite as far as I could possibly go, but I imagine like I actually have a bow and arrow and I'm sighting things. So I'm kind of putting some mobility into this. And then if I pretend I see something I want to actually fire on, I pull it further. And then I'm back to kind of a little past medium, somewhere between medium and large, and then I do that. So I like have that intent, a little bit of martial intent. So I'm like looking around, I'm keeping my back in action, holding that back piece back, and then when I see something I might want to fire on, I pull further. So it's just a way of using Tai Chi in a sense as a training method rather than a bunch of techniques or specific medical principles. I'm thinking of Tai Chi as a way of dealing with gravity, as a way of dealing with the physics of being on Earth, which means to balance the hard and the soft, the firm and the yielding. And so that involves paying attention to posture, moving slowly, coordinating breath with the movement, and in general listening for harmony and listening for disharmony and seeing if the disharmonies can be adjusted or resolved so that the end result is a harmonious balance of firm and soft. So it wouldn't be like you're jerking on it and trying to get a lot of numbers, and it also wouldn't be barely pulling at all. It would be that nice blend of smooth but strong, firm but able to yield. As they say in the Chen style, firm but not rigid, soft but not, or relaxed but not limp. So that's how I use the Bowflex. I have other fitness tools that I sometimes work with, and I may share a little bit about how I work with those in future videos, but that's how I work with that thing. So if you have incorporated in your practice any kind of fitness tools or fitness apparatus in your own practice, I'd love to hear about it. I make these videos to be helpful. I hope this one is. It's always nice to hear when something is helpful to somebody out there, because that's why I'm doing it. I have a tip jar in the description below this video, and tips are always great too, but comments are really great. It's always nice to hear from people that they're getting some value out of these things. That's why I'm doing it. So thanks very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you like it, and this kind of thing. And I also do music videos and all kinds of weird stuff. So subscribe if you like it, or visit geneburnett.com. Thanks for watching.